Alright, I hope you guys missed me because we're back again talking about some good old Vanguard. I played at BCS Rosemont over the weekend. Uh, we won't talk too much about premium because I kind of just did it to get the promo pack. But for standard, I got 48th place with Odium. Um, the the logic behind picking this was really simple. The meta is Minerva, it's Bavsagra, it's Virgila, it's I think it's Heart Lulu is the Dark States guy. Uh, that's what the whole meta is, and all of them kind of. I mean, maybe not Virgila. Virgila can go either way, but for the most part, people are tailored to thinking they have to go. They want to go second. So the idea was I was gonna bring a deck that could uh, kill going first very easily. Like that was there wasn't like some grandiose strategy besides that. It was just basically everyone's gonna roll, try to go second. So I picked the deck where even if I lose the dice roll, I win the dice roll because they're all gonna be like, well, I want second. I'm like, cool, I want first. It was between this and Blankdemeyer, but I decided to give this a run back from Springfest, the teams event. I brought it just for fun, and I blew out like three Bob Sagra players. So I was like, you know what, this might be it. Hold on. So I'll go over the rounds real quick. So round one, I got paired against Heart Lulu. I lost the die roll, but he made me go first, obviously. And this first round, I can't lie to you, it wasn't like tactical genius that got me there. It was definitely like right before divine skill, I hit the red over trigger and I hit a critical trigger, and he just kind of looked and was like, "Yeah, I think I'm dead." I was like, "Yeah, that that's how it is." But it was a good game though. Round two, I played against my go, which I was not expecting, but um, I think it's my first time seeing the new support from the recent set for my go, which it was really cool to see. But I think losing the die roll definitely hurt because they couldn't put me at like somewhat of a disadvantage. I just kind of got to divine skill, take most of their hand, and it was pretty much GG from there. Uh, round three, I got to play against Minerva, and I won the dice roll, and everything was going really good until turn four happened, and I couldn't find another copy of Distorted Bane. And well, then he flipped two crits on the next turn, and that's that. It's not. That's the big issue with the deck is if you do not find your Distorted Banes, you do not have a good time, which is why I cannot wait for the new support this deck gets in set 10. Round four, I played against Virgila. I won the dice roll and I won the match. Uh, there wasn't like a huge amount of triggering between both of us. Like it seemed like a pretty chill game, but he never saw the variance ray. So every time he wanted to like, oh, I have an intercept that'll block this, I was like, nope, I'm gonna retire that on swing. It was just kind of you know it was more in my favor, I should say. Uh, and then we go round five. So this was the rough one for me because I made the misplay of all lifetime. So I played against Blankdemeyer and I won the dice roll. The guy was really cool. We had a great time. But I on turn four when I think I had him like pretty close to dead to rights on turn four and into divine, I forgot to do divine. So it's like you know, you gotta remember to do that. But he, he he was really fun to play against, and even though I messed up there, like I had a good time against him, so I can't complain. Round six, I got to play against Minerva, and I won the dice roll again, and the thing was, I was expecting the big. Well, I guess I should talk about the coolest thing, which was I got the God Hand for this deck, which was like the Fire Regalis, Anachronis, Distorted Bane, Philia, and Arrestor, um, which is like it's as custom of a hand as I've ever seen before, but he didn't see the grade 4 Minerva, so his first 3 turn was kind of lacking. Which I mean, hey man, that is the luck of the game sometimes. And the last one was round 7. I played against Virgil again, and uh, sort of same thing with the last Virgil player. Although we both hit like a bit more triggers, but it was just a lot of him not finding the variance ray, so I was able to pop the intercepts and kind of keep him at a point where he had to give me more cards from hand. So it was really nice. The whole event was really fun. And now I'm just gonna go into the deck profile and we'll get on it, man. Let's get it. So ride line is really simple. I like the bird. Uh, we got I think it's Tiglet is the name. Yeah, Tiglet. So Tiglet, in case you're not familiar with any of these cards, Tiglet on ride, if you show that you are playing Odium, you get the Destined Timepiece token order, which basically says, hey, you can't ride anything other than Liael-Odium, and that you get to get regress gauges, which is the main mechanic of the deck. Life Cessation Colossus. So when you ride this, you get to over Tiglet, you get to put a card from hand into your regress gauge and draw 2 cards. The sky is the limit with this card, honestly. Like you can set like Anachronis, you can set the other Colossus in there, and you can just start digging for cards. You could even set like a Bane if you like draw like too many of them in the opening hand. You can just set Bane, give your Vanguard +10, and draw a card. It's free. It's really good. And then lastly is Liael-Odium, the star of the show. So Odium, when she has 3 different abilities. So for every copy of Distorted Bane, her personal order, in your regress gauge, your front row rear guards get 5k each, which it just it scales so hard in this deck, like it's crazy. Like it, they probably could have went like, or I think if they didn't do this deck wouldn't be as scary. But like some of the rounds, just like my opponents be like, is that really like that much? Like, is it really like you're swinging at me for like 53, 58 or whatever? It's like, yep. And they're like, oh, well, that's not great. Um, so that's the first ability. The second ability is on swing, you Soul Blast 1, and you either take a card from hand or you take a card from field and move it to your regress gauge, and she gains triple drive. So for the most part, you're pretty much soul blasting one and taking from the field, but like on your divine skill turn, you're probably taking from, or not like the turn you activate divine skill, but the extra turn after. You are probably just throwing one from hand. That way, if you hit fronts, you just throw it all on the front row, and it's great. Good. Um, and the divine skill is at the end of the battle, she attacks. If you have 5 or more regress gauge, you get to discard 2 cards from your hand, and on your next turn, or at the end of the turn, it goes straight back to you. You get to draw for turn, but you don't energy charge, and you don't go to main phase. So you pretty much just stand, draw, and then go straight to battle, uh, which is pretty terrifying. Your opponent having to take 2 turns back to back is pretty rough. But yeah, it's a really good deck so far. So I play 3 Persona Rides. I mean, you got to play 3 Persona Rides. It's super free. 4 copies of Anachronist Dragon. This is one of the main beaters in the deck and like main combo piece. So if he's in your regress gauge, you counterblast 1. You take a card from your drop and put it into your regress gauge and call him out to the field. And when he swings, if your opponent's at grade 3, he gets +5, and you can energy blast 2 to kill a rear guard on swing, which is it's phenomenal. The craziest part about this card is putting it into gauge off of Life Cessation Colossus, drawing 2 cards, and then while your opponent's at grade 1, calling it back to the field and just kind of bashing them in the face with it. because they'd have to give you like a 15k because realistically no deck is getting 10k shield. Well, Virgilla can get 10k shields early on, but like no other deck is getting 10k shields early on, so it's just insanely free and it wastes so many cards out of their hand. And the main part of the deck is Distorted Bane. This is how you get to 5 Regress Gauge every time, because if you do when you do the count, she puts you have to put 2 cards into the Regress Gauge with her ability turn 3 and 4. You have to put 1 on turn 2 with Life Cessation, and then that only gets you to 3. Distorted Bane will put itself in the Regress Gauge uh, on activation. So that's where you have to resolve 2 of these a game. The other 2 you you'll normally like if you don't see them, it's not a big deal. But if you do see them, you're trying to like throw them in your graveyard so that Anachronist can come back, put it in there, and buff up your Vanguard. Like it's such a good card. But basically, when you activate it, you uh, Soul Charge and put it into your Regress Gauge. You may Soul Charge is the important part. There's not a lot of times I've actually done it. It's the rarest scenario, but it can come up. But otherwise, after it's in the Regress Gauge, you get to draw a card and give your Vanguard +10. The draw and +10, as I said when going over Colossus, it's not restricted to Liel specifically, so you can put this in, draw draw 2 cards, and then give your Vanguard 10, draw another card, so you draw 3 off this, which is kinda nice, very very nice. And the last grade 3 to round it up is the Fire Regalis. This card I don't think can ever come out of the deck because all the pieces. The only thing like that you can't grab, well, you can grab it, it just doesn't feel as good, is Avarice Arrestor, because Avarice Arrestor has to be called off of an ability, or called from hand, not from an ability. But, like, this card is so free, it gets you to all the important combo pieces in your deck. Like, at the end of the day, this is kind of like a big, well, not a big, but it's like a pretty, like, decent, like, combo deck. You just have to see all the pieces, and you form Exodia and kill your opponent. We got 4 copies of Instant Asunder Colossus. So the reason I play 4 is the same reason I play 4 Anachronis. I want to see this card. This card's great. This is Anachronis Light, so he can call himself back from the Regress Gauge by putting a card from drop and then paying a counterblast. It's nice. Uh, and the other ability is it gets 5 on swing, and you can Soul Blast 2 if you have a Regress Gauge to draw 1. Sometimes, like if you see a bunch of your Philias early on, you you'll send it. You'll just draw extra cards because, or even like there are some games where I'm sitting there like, well, I know my opponent's next turn is going to be rough, so I'll just drop as much soul as I can to try to find more defensive pieces. But it's not like it's in your rough games where you're desperately wanting that, right? Um, you got one of the Ace unit, the Energy Blast 3, get +5, top 7, put something to soul, and call something out with the same grade or less as your Vanguard. Um, I saw this card like one time over the course of the weekend, and it did get me to Anachronus a game, which is fine. It's not. I don't know how to put it. Like this card's like 9 times out of 10, this card just like I either see it like too late, or if I do see it, I'm like I'd rather like not do that. But just because like I'll have like a formation like already going, and it's like this doesn't really add to it. But this card can help you on a pinch, so I guess it's fine that it's a one of, Uh, and then I'm playing three copies of I forgot your name, buddy. Almanac Colossus. So Almanac Colossus, there's a lot of people that don't run this card, and here's the big reason I run this card is this deck isn't crazy tight on counterblast, even though like your main grade two and three are a counterblast from regress gauge, right? So if you ever need to, you can counterblast one to draw one soul charge one, which I kind of prefer over the cyclers, uh, just personally. But the other big thing is the cyclers don't really do much until you persona ride. Like if I draw like if I draw two of these, I want to push you a little bit. I can just call this down, swing with it, right? And on the next turn, I can move it to the back row, call something in front of it, and then do a swing, and it'll be a it can boost because I'll have three or more regress gauge. It's kind of nice. It also it's 10k base, so this with Anachronus, it it hits like good numbers against your opponent's grade threes and stuff. It's not bad. I like it. It's definitely getting cut for sure, or at least trimmed down when the new set comes out. But for right now, it's like in a really decent spot. And that's it for the twos. Nothing super crazy there. We'll get the generic perfect guards out of the way. You've got to play Steam Tamer Arlim to keep up with the Gear Chronicle aesthetic, but realistically it doesn't matter. And the Sanctitude, there's only one deck in the format that really gets triple drive, which is Minerva, so you kind of got to use this one. And then moving on to the rest of the grade ones, 4 copies of Philia. Not the most important grade one. The most important grade one's coming up, but this is really nice because it's early game aggression. So basically, if it boosts and your opponent has one or less rear guards, or they have, or you've played an order this turn, she gets an extra 5, and she can go to Soul and draw a card if she got the 5. So calling this down early on. I think there was like one or two games where like turn two, I actually like I called one behind like a rear guard, and I just called one to the front row. I was like, here, take it. It's an 8. If you kill it, it's really whatever. But uh, it's a good thing for rush and for hitting numbers, you know. So also drawing cards. We like drawing cards. The big important grade one is Avarice Arrestor, though. This is a on play from hand, discard one, grab an order from deck, put it to grave, and then when you play, you can play that order from drop, but it goes to bottom of deck afterwards. So the interaction with this and Distorted Bane is Bane will go to the regress gauge, and then it won't have to go to the bottom of the deck. So this is like 4 more copies of Distorted Bane, which we desperately need. But I think, as I'm sure you guys are aware, if you know the set 10 stuff coming out, we get another technical way to find Distorted Bane. So having 12 copies is going to be extremely nice, at least in my opinion. And then this last one, this card's fine. I don't know how else to describe it. It's getting cut for sure, but this is Direful Doll Patience, and Patience is a 13k booster. No, 13k period if you have 3 regress gauge, which is nice. And the other thing is when she's placed, you Energy Blast 2. If your Vanguard's Odium, you get to take a Distorted Bane from your damage zone and put it into your hand. Has to be face up. And then you put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. There's a couple fringe situations where this comes up. Um, and I can't say like that I was sitting there like the entire event like, oh my god, if this card was any other card, this would be great. But like it's very cuttable just because the new grade one in the next set does the same thing but better. But for where we're at right now, this card is pretty okay. And the last bit is the triggers. So we are playing the We Want Our Opponent Dead package, which is 8 criticals. I There's some people that not for this deck specifically, but in general in the format, where like maybe I play more fronts, maybe I play more draws, and I go down to like 7 crit. This is one of those decks you cannot fall behind on crits. You have to play the most that you legally can because you are trying to kill your opponent on turn 4 slash your turn 5. Like it's kind of a you're kind of locked into the critical game. We're playing three fronts, the shield fronts. There's an argument to play the go to soul fronts when you guard with them, but I'd rather have the shield for this deck. I feel like it's such a rare occasion that I desperately need one extra soul that it doesn't justify it. So three fronts is fine. Four copies of heal triggers, obviously. I didn't put any effect ones in, um, and the big reason for that is if I want to play effect triggers, I want to play like at least when I play heals, like I would like a 3-1 split. Um, but I just I don't know, man. Like I feel like having the extra 15k is so worth it rather than the potential 25k. So I'd rather just keep it consistent. And the last card is the red OT. This card has won me a good amount of games, whether it was because it was a 50k shield in my hand or whether it was because I drove check it with a crit on rear guard and my opponent was like, "Well, I died of that." But yeah, the red OT is pretty good. I could see an argument to play either purple or blue OT, but I think the red one just does it the best. It gets you that. It turns you from a 3 attack deck into a 4 attack deck, which is kind of nice. But yeah, that is about it for the deck profile here. This deck's great. I love it. I can't wait for more support. The entire event, it felt like it was like trying to show me that I should have been bringing this deck to more events than I have. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. There's going to be more stuff coming soon. I'm gonna get back on the content grind, posting about fun stuff that I like, and that won't be just related to Vanguard. It'll be related to a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh too, maybe some Dragon Ball Fusion World because I play that on the side. There's gonna be more stuff though for sure. All right, with that, it's been real. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.